We got.
All right. So we're live. And we're live now.
We're
So,
live.
so
We're live.
all right. So we're live. I'll find out here before long if I shut down the show or if YouTube shut down the show for whatever reasons. Because not that this would be the first time that Dabs has been shut down on a quick. So for you guys that actually came back to see that 109.1, we're gonna go through there and talk about that.
I think it's a bit more like you shut it down, Todd, because you wouldn't be able to open a fresh one up.
Do what?
I don't think you'd be able to open a fresh stream up if it was YouTube.
No, because I can open it through from StreamYard, so we'll see. I'll definitely get the notification in my email if it was shut down by them. But it could have been me from using my phone, because I was trying to do this via my phone to show you guys the control pad without me having to pick it up. But I closed it because it was not working, and maybe that because I logged under the same one that it saw me as the guy running the show, so it's possible. So we'll see. We went from 130 some odd people, and we're down to 20. We're down to 22, but that's all right. Hey, 22 of the loyal damn people.
That's all right.
Well, we're climbing. We're up to 24 now.
Yeah, it'll take a few minutes. All right, go on, babe. So what I was going to show, and maybe people will go back and watch this part and say, why did his show end abruptly? I wanted to show for the guys that are more into the retro stuff like I am, that are into that. I've done the videos on with V-Man. Last week we had Franco with Retro X, which works on the NVIDIA Shield. So I've been looking at, I really want an arcade machine. I really want, at some point, I really wanted to have that. But after looking at some of the prices, I don't know if any of you guys on the panel have ever looked at the price.
I've looked at the price and I've thought, oh, that's a lot, because 9 times out of 10, it's only got a Raspberry Pi in it.
Yeah, and then how much are you going to use it? And you think, all right, that's going to cost me. And to be honest, most of the cabinets that I saw that I looked at building was going to run me close to $1,000.
Wow.
And that's what it was going to run you to get a cabinet with the monitors, with the control pad, with the controllers, with the Raspberry Pi, whatever you're putting in it, a mini PC. If you run it with a mini PC, you're going to be close to $1,000. Especially if you're going to do the art on the sides of the things, if you do any kind of banner at the top. So the price climbs quickly. So one of the things is I understand what things cost and how much am I going to use it. And so this is one of the reasons I went with the Raspberry Pi. Inexpensive. I can use it for other things if I want to, and I can get those pre-built images, ready to go. Put the image on an SD card. I stick it in there. Done. I mean, ready to go. So what I got for Christmas, and I didn't want to pick this up because this thing weighs, honestly, about 25 pounds. I'm sure it's particle board of some sort, but definitely has some weight and some girth to it. That's
what she said.
yeah, she does. All right. So comes with some pretty good handles. Are the joysticks on it have a nice feel to it. They don't feel super cheap like some of those what's that? One Arcade One? One Arcade One?
Yeah, I think
whatever that, those mini cabinets.
Yes. The ones
those controllers
you can actually buy them from Walmart, can't you?
Yeah. And they run about $100. Well, $100 on the low end for like just a handful of games, up to now NBA Jams just came out and it's $400 for the NBA Jams game, which it has Wi-Fi and you can play other people online. But so those controllers, if you ever mess with them, they don't have a lot of pull to them. They're very flimsy, they don't hold up. This had very good control. The joystick has a real good feel to it. Plus, it has the trackball. So for any of you guys that played the games like
Asteroid.
Asteroid didn't use the trackball. Golden Tee. I was playing that today. If you guys remember you ever went to the bar?
Yeah.
They have that golf game.
Mm-hmm.
Golden Tee,
Another
where
one. Yeah.
you roll the ball to get the thing. Golden Tee. We were playing Golden Tee today. I have on my Raspberry Pi. There's 8 different Golden Tees depending on the year. So you have the trackball for that, missile command for that. That one where the ball goes down, or centipede. You need the track.
Well.
Yeah, you need the trackball for that. So you have that. 2 controllers, 8 buttons each, as well as the buttons on the side. So if I set it up with a pinball, if I set up virtual pinball, I actually can have a nudge, and I can have the flippers.
Nice.
So that with the 2 people, buttons in the back, set it up. It has a programmable way. It has 4 modes. I set it up on the mode that's supposed to be Raspberry Pi friendly, easy to set up with. And hold on, that thing is stout. And I set it up. Charles came up here and we were playing. And it's heavy enough that when 2 people are playing, if it was real flimsy, you would have that moving around kind of thing. When we were playing, it was very solid. It stayed right on place. And even playing Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, both of us, the thing stayed real nice and solid. Again, we were playing Golden Tee today with a golf, and where you back it up for your swing and then kick it off. Fun game. And one of my coworkers was here, and he says, "I feel like I'm at the bar." I said, "Yeah, because you saw like games like that, you always see at a bar, because older guys, that's big golfers." So I said that was my early Christmas present. What my hope is down the road, when I move, I want to set that up on a table, a small kind of high-rise table with 2 bar stools, set that on a table, take my Raspberry Pi, have a TV mounted, and then put the Raspberry Pi mounted to the back of the TV. That will be my full arcade machine without having to buy a arcade machine. And that would be the best way of doing it, and just make it fun. Like I said, the only issue I had when I got this was setting up the trackball. The trackball wasn't as sensitive as I wanted. So to change, and that took a little while to mess around with the settings to get the trackball to be as sensitive as, like, when I'm moving around, I don't want to have to roll real far.
Yeah.
So that's been my project for the last few days, and you guys might have seen the cables laying across the floor.
You wanted a short travel on it.
Yeah. You definitely like when I was playing Missile Command. If you guys ever played Missile Command, there's missiles coming down, and
years ago,
shoot missiles up, and you shoot them out of the sky. And I was having to move roll to get it over here, and then roll. Whereas when you played it at the arcade, you could roll pretty much and get it done. I
don't think I actually played it on an arcade. I think I played it on an Atari 2600 missile.
Yes, and you're probably right. I actually because my Raspberry Pi, if you look up Missile Command, it has like 8 different ones, and they run all different systems. Where you use the controller pad, you would use the up, down, left, right to move your cursor where you want to shoot. Where the original game, it was actually a trackball that you moved. Look at Jim says, "Don't let Griff see all them escape," and that's the truth. I started messing with that, and I actually it was even worse earlier today. Mint could say it. I had my Ethernet cords, and I had other cords because the Raspberry Pi needed an update, so I had to plug the Ethernet cord. I didn't want to use the Wi-Fi. So yeah, that was my fun. I might do some videos just to explain some of my pluses and minuses with this thing. There is numerous things out there, y'all. If you take a look, Atari just came out with one on sale, $99. And there's another one that Costco had, and I can't recall the name of it. But The problem with those is that they're short. They're brand new, just made. You don't know what parts are in it or how long they're going to last, or the components, so they may not be around a long time. This company, they've been making the X Arcade for about 4 years, I think, or maybe 5 years that they've been making the X Arcade controller. So it's going to be around. But my hope is, like I said, to set it up to create a pseudo arcade machine, TV monitor table, and in my man cave slash TV movie room. That's
that's what TK is asking. Are you going to build your own case cabinet for it?
No. Like I said, a simple. Like I said, I'm thinking a table against the wall. So take a table, maybe a high-rise table, set it against the wall. Small TV. I don't need a big TV. I'll need maybe a 30-inch TV mounted on the wall. Set that. That's not going nowhere. When you set that on the table, it's pretty solid. 2 bar stools.
Yeah.
And you can sit there just like you would at the bar. And when you're not playing it, it's not taking up any room because cabinets. I mean, I'm no carpenter, so I'm not looking to build a damn.
Did you ever have tabletops in the States?
At the bars, I've seen them at the bars, the skating rinks. They always had those table, or the pizza place. I've looked at one arcade makes those. They start at about $300, $400 for those things. Now you can take one of those, gut it, put a Raspberry Pi in it. Then you got to go and buy the controller, for the gate, for the buttons and the controller. You can go. You think, oh, I'm going cheap with this, but the problem is you start off cheap and it becomes more and more and more and more. The price goes up. That's why when I was like this, I'm like, you know what, this will do. Like I said, Forrest and I sat here we played. Do you guys? There was a game called Narc, and it was an old arcade game.
I remember
where it was Narc. It came out in the 80s, and you were 2 cops, and you were it was like a side scroller where you're going down a street, and there's drug dealers and druggies and all kinds of people coming out, and they come out of these little doors and you shoot at them, and they're throwing hypodermic needles at you. No lie.
That game.
Little hypodermic needles that they're throwing at you, and you're shooting at them, and they drop bags of cocaine or drugs, and you roll over it, or money, and you pick it up. There was a pot. You go into this pot farm, and there's all these big pots of marijuana, and you're having to shoot them and blow them up. And the pot growers are shooting you with shotguns or with flamethrowers. It had a clown that was a rapist that had a woman on his back, and I mean,
I think that got banned in the UK for a short while.
I do not doubt it. I do not doubt it, because I'm telling you, when we were playing that, because he said, I remember this at the arcade, and I said, yeah. He goes, let's play that. So we're playing it. He goes, this is so politically incorrect. He goes, nowadays this game would not make it. He says this would not make it these days. I'm like, no way. He goes, it was the 80s. No, other than the thing on the front that says don't do drugs. It had that at the beginning of it, don't do drugs. But, I ain't lying. They're throwing hypodermic needles at you. And, I mean, it was so funny. There was a pimp in a pink Cadillac trying to run you over. It was, I wouldn't, it was called Narc, Narc.
Yeah, I remember it.
I do
and
too.
we were playing it, and it's a very hard game. The good thing about this, it's unlimited quarters, so you can just hit coin. I bet you if we got to the end of the game, I bet you we probably spent $50 to $60 to get to the end of the game. It's so hard. And Forrest says this game was a coin sucker. He says it was one of those games where you feel like you're getting far, and you're like, and it would say continue 9, 8, 7, and you're like, oh, I got the money.
Oh, yeah.
Throw another quarter in there, and then you keep playing. But we kept playing it, and it was funny because we're cracking up because we remember our childhood, and we got I mean, it had to be a half hour, if not longer, that we played that one game, maybe 40 minutes to get to the end. And we actually didn't kill the boss. We did all kinds of stuff trying to kill the boss, and we got it to where it looked like it was almost dead, and then it became a skeleton, and it was trying to eat us. It had dogs that were trying to bite you, these pit bulls, and you're shooting the pit bulls. And it was a great game. So if you want to check that out, but we played that. It was a fun game. It was a fun time just sitting here. And Forrest says, you need to have people over here and have just a night where you're sitting around drinking and you guys jump around, everybody playing different games.
I take it. Have you watched that High Score documentary? I think that was on Netflix.
Yes.
Great
Yes,
documentary.
I did. Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
great series.
I mean, for me, I could be like, yep, I remember that. I mean, I had every system since Pong. Well, there's some systems I skipped. But, I mean, from Pong, I remember my parents bought Pong, which was, it was two lines doing like this.
Yeah. Was the system orange?
No, it was black. It was black.
You got a black one.
It was black, and all you could do was go left, right, and I think maybe it had a button, but it was just a wheel.
Over in the UK, it was orange.
Oh,
it was black. Yeah, DJ. It was black and orange. The top of the console, I think, was black, and then the bottom half of it was orange. Or at least that's how I'm remembering it, because I had that.
Well, do you remember it used to burn? It used to burn into the TV.
Yeah.
If you left it on there too long, your parents. I remember my parents getting all mad if I left it on too long because it would burn.
I think it was the first console that I remember that had a gun peripheral as well, because there was like a skeet shooting game on the one I had.
Oh.
And it was just a square, and you could shoot it. I remember having that.
If I remember correctly, I'm sure it was brought out by a company called Binatone.
I'm not sure. I just remember. Well, but watching that documentary was great because I remember that, and then Atari 2600. Watch the Atari. There's a movie that actually a documentary where they talk about Atari, the life of Atari.
Yes.
To find out, that's a great show where they talked about how Atari, the developer of Atari, kept it alive for years, and it was on the same technology in the limitations. And it said the thing that killed it was what? E.T. It said E.T. game killed.
It weren't E.T. It was them actually putting money into projects, and they didn't follow through. They pulled out, and that's what killed them.
Well, they also talked about they actually sold. Atari was sold to Warner Brothers or somebody like that. It was like a media company. They sold to them, and then the media company was basically directing them what projects to work on. And like I want to say, E.T. had like 6 weeks or 4 weeks from the time they thought about making E.T. till it was going to be released because they wanted to release it at the movie. It was just the guy was like, huh? And the same developer made Yar's Revenge, which Yar's Revenge was a great game, but it was talking about the coloring.
Atari are coming out with a new console soon. That was funded crowdfunding, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of expensive if you ask me.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It was very expensive. The only plus, we talked about this a while back ago when I first saw it. The only plus is that they will allow other OSs to be loaded onto it, like Linux and stuff. So it will make it a hacker's project. But they wanted like $300 for it. I'm like, who's going to pay $300 for that? But
while we're on the subject of consoles, just quickly, obviously we've had the launch of the new Xbox. Has anyone seen any videos about Kodi on the new Xbox? Because it wasn't the fastest on Xbox One, to be perfectly honest. So I was just wondering if anyone had come across any, because I've not found any yet. And Kodi's still available in the Microsoft Store for Xbox.
I haven't seen anything.
I haven't seen anything. But then again, I haven't got an Xbox.
Yeah,
so.
but I mean, has the Xbox even been has people even got their hands on? I know the PS5 people actually have had their hands on that.
Yeah, there's plenty. I know some of the guys have been talking about the chat and on Discord. They've showed their pics of the new Xbox. But given the amount of streamers that are out there doing these sort of things, I'm surprised no one's done anything with it yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
because it always confused me, given the power that the Xbox had, why Kodi would be so sluggish.
You don't know what other background things they got running in it, and plus it's its own version of Kodi though. It's not. Yeah. It's not real Kodi. It's they took Kodi and then they did some stuff to put it out there. That
I thought it was just a modified version of the Windows platform because I'm trying to think. I'm pretty sure it was just based on the Windows version.
It is
because that's essentially an Xbox's PC. So
yeah, it is a modified version of it, but like I say, that version only works on the Xbox. It won't work on any system.
Right.
That's probably why, and I think they probably haven't put too much thought in it. The actual Kodi developers, they thought, well, we'll put a version out there that works, and fine.
Well, the Kodi in general is struggling for developers for the Windows platform.
They're struggling for most platforms, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're always screaming out and struggling.
Yeah, I mean when they lost, was it Margin? Margin, wasn't he the one that left for the Android guy? When he created that fork, he had that fork. He had that fork of Kodi there for a little while, and I think he got bored with it though.
Was that SPMC? Is that the one you're on about?
Yeah.
Because
remember, he came out with that. It was the first one that had the voice. Yeah. Remember, it had the voice search.
Yeah.
Which I don't know. With my 18, my voice search doesn't work very well with NVIDIA. It crashes my NVIDIA Shield. All right, so we were gonna. C-Man wanted to talk about some of the other stuff that was in the builds for. In the other things that are in that build, because your wizard has numerous builds in it.
Yes, I was just going to talk about a few of the new builds in the wizard, actually.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me crank this up. Let these widgets load. All right, so let me share. All right, so you guys got me?
Yes, we've got you.
So let me go ahead and open up the wizard itself.
Artwork by DJ.
Hey,
nice.
It's just something that I chucked together for you. It's like say.
You know what? I also look at this. I remember who worked on this first. You see how these boxes are kind of big and then they go smaller.
Yeah.
I remember. I think Blue is one that worked on some of that. Back when she was messing with mine. All right, so you got C-Man's build.
You got all my builds. You got Narcissist builds below it. Then we've added Red 79, great builder. So he's got his own section there. Both builds.
That's a Zonfluence.
He's got So he's got Red Dawn and Verdant. Happy to have him there. We've got an anonymous build who doesn't want to be named. We've got It's Mints, both his builds. And then we've got the Bullet build, which I'm not sure why it's not pulling the artwork. I told Kodi.
It's going to take it'll take a second.
It will take a second.
It was loading all those other images.
Okay.
It's being slow. And with me streaming.
And then Kodi Man's builds in there as well.
I recognize that work anywhere.
So no, anyway, just putting together a pretty good portfolio.
I love that Ghostbusters themed one.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Oh, that was a bit of fun. That was
fun.
That's a neat looking one. So it's got the widgets going all the way across there.
Yes, and then they do a slant back. They rotate back. And then the Back to the Future.
Guns.
That's an Exxon-fluence.
Oh, okay. Hey, usually people keep the bars up at the top or in the middle.
That's DJ.
And that's my artwork. One of my themes.
Nice.
Me and C-Man have discussed a few times because I love playing with skins, but I like the base skin as it is, not to be too modded. And I would love to see some of the older skins that are no longer developed brought up to speed for 18 or 19. What was it? K-Over, which I think came from, was it Kodi 15?
Yep.
Back in the day. And I'd love to see a nice, because I think that you've done a build with it, Pellucid. I would love to see a modded version of that.
Yep.
Just the widget views are so limited.
Mm-hmm. There was what was that other one that was XBMC one? That one that shoot, I did a build on it years ago, but nobody liked it. Shoot, hold on a second. So I wanted to, well, before we go to that, C-Man, so how can someone get in if they wanted to get in on your wizard? Now, do you allow other people to get on? How does that work?
Absolutely. Just contact me via Telegram or Twitter, either way. But yeah, I'm happy to host. Absolutely.
Let's see.
Red 79, great builder. I'm glad to have him.
Let's see. Let me just go over here to settings. Hold on a second. I got to try to figure out this.
Yeah. Embuaries.
It's like I'm looking around like, oh, this don't look right. Okay, so I want to go here. I'm gonna do get more. I'll tell you what one I would love to see someone actually do something to make it different. This skin. Transparency.
Transparency.
Does anybody remember transparency?
Yeah.
That's XBMC. It's very. I actually made a build. It works in 18. You can see it's working right now in 18.
Yeah.
But it needs some work. It's not what we're used to seeing with widgets. Very, very, very limited on widgets. But if you guys back in those when we were running this on an Xbox, I mean, you couldn't have all the widgets that are running now. You couldn't run that on those old systems that had 32 megs of RAM. I don't remember what the processor in an old Xbox was, but transparency, I actually messed around and had a build for, it was either 17 or 18 that I did one, but I did it just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, in fact, TK did a great job on that bellow, because he brought back the bellow. He actually brought it back and put it. I think he put it into silver, so he converted the bellow into a silver. So you got the bellow look. We out the bloatware that bellow gives you, and that's the only trouble. That's the only trouble. Bellow is a big skin, and it's a slow one as well. For someone that uses it, it's very slow.
Yep, that's why I was going to use Bella for a while, and then I found it to be slow. Same thing with Titan. Beautiful skin. I'm like, why is it so slow? I mean, it's just like in slow motion. So this is the only thing. It just reminds me of the old XBMC days, especially this scene. This screen was, and you could now your library was down here in the bottom right if you had library. So I would love to see somebody play with this and actually get some widgets or get some kind of something more. I know that I tried creating shortcuts for different stuff. Very difficult in this. It wasn't very user friendly for making.
Well,
different things.
Has anyone tried making a build using Revolve?
I did when it first came out, and I didn't. It's ugly. It's ugly.
That's one way to put it, but it's not the most user friendly.
I'm trying to think which one I used to play around with. I can't remember the name of it. If you actually went into skins and get more, I'd probably see it on the list.
Okay. Let's see. Interface. Here it is. All right. It's like each time he gets like, let's see, which one is this?
If you go to the Get More.
Yeah. I actually played around with Ace a little bit.
I've tried. I've done Aeon Tajo. I've done that to a single menu at one point. I modded it to a single menu because it didn't have a single menu in it.
I did. I tried to do box, and
I didn't like box.
I did that for about 2 days, and I was like, "That's enough of that."
Eminence, no, didn't like that either.
This one, slow as shit. Slow.
Keep going. It's not that. Rapier.
Oh yeah, this ARB made one with Rapier.
Mm.
He did. He liked this one and Black Glass were two that he and what was it? Black and White. I think it was. I think that was one.
I used to. When I first started looking around with Kodi and doing my own stuff at home, I used to do the Rapier because it was different. Nobody else used it, and I never used to see it being used, and I just did it. And I'll change this here, I'll change this here, and I did it how I wanted it. It weren't out for public use; it was just for me. When I first started, I used Rapier. Apple, I didn't like that.
Yeah, the only reason I liked I tried messing with Apple, and it was another project for about a week, and I wanted a one everything to be like on one menu, like one screen, and I could kind of do that a little bit with that one, but I couldn't make it look the way I wanted it to, so I was like, eh.
I did something similar using Aura Mod. It was in the Seaman's Wizard for a little bit before I asked him to pull it. But I had literally everything is one item on the front end. So then when you clicked it using a combination of the hubs and the lists within Aura Mod, it was literally one menu item, 4 main widgets, and then you just went through the different sections, hubs and lists.
Yeah.
And it worked pretty quick. Seaman, yeah?
Yeah, it worked good. It was pretty quick.
That's something I might have to revisit at some point, because I like the look of. I think Disney Plus has one of the sleekest interfaces and UIs of anything going around at the minute, and I know it's very obviously similar to Netflix, but the size of what their widgets are for items, it's such a beautiful, easy looking skin.
But no, that's what I used to play with back in the day when I first started. But I've got to the stage where I like to customize it. I like to customize the panels. I like to do this. I like to customize the keyboard, and I just like to put a little bit of eye candy, as we say, on it.
Yeah.
And some of them in there, you can't do that. And like I say, that's a good thing about Silvo. Nox 5 used to be my favorite. Then somebody, Terra TK, introduced me to his Silvo Light, and I just ended up being converted. And I hated Aeon Nox because it was too big, it was bloaty. And like I say, Nox 5, as you know, used to be about 10 MB when you downloaded Nox 5. So it was nice and small. By the time I'd done customized work, artwork and everything, it ended up being around about 15 by the time I'd finished with it.
That's not bad.
Which wasn't bad. And like I say, that's then TK said, oh, try this. And I'll have a look at it. I had a look, and it drew me in, converted me over, and I haven't looked back since. Yeah, the version I use is a remodded version of TK's original Silvo Light. I've modified it to my needs, so every time I install it from Zip, I only have to do like 5 changes in the XMLs because I've done the big changes. So if I want to change a color, I'll just change it in the defaults because I've set it so I can change it in the defaults color. So I can just put a Photoshop code into the defaults, into the dialog header, and it will change all over in the skin because I've changed a lot of it to actually work that way. So, like I said, the menu got remodded, the actual backgrounds got remodded, and where it pulls from and everything. So, I think I spent about 2.5 weeks actually remodding it, even though it was modded. I just remodded it to my requirements. So every time I wasn't making them changes. Every time I did a new theme, I wasn't making changes to it all the while. Them changes have already been done, so I can just go ahead and do what I normally do: add images, panels, backgrounds. Then I'll change the color on the font. So I'm limited to like around about 5, 6 at the most changes in XML work.
That's not bad at all. You can do that quick.
After I've modded it. Let's say if I could put my mind to it and somebody gives me an idea, I probably could put a theme together in sort of like 4.5 hours, and that'll be it. It'll be done. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
I'm assuming, Kodi, I'm planning to move away from Estri anytime soon with 19's release.
Don't look
I've
like
not seen any discussion about it on the forums.
No. And you look at what their the beta and alpha was.
Yeah.
That was one of the other things I had wrote down is we've seen that they came up their first beta for 19. So that came out today, I think, or last night.
Has it?
Oh yeah. So there's a beta. So I'm gonna still hold to April of 2021. It was release of the actual full release. So I don't know. I might have overshot it, but we'll see. Beta 1 is out.
I don't think it's going to be ready. And like I say, a lot of people, they don't have to move over. You still people out there that use 17.
Yeah, there would be people that it's the newest thing, or they'll have if they're using the NVIDIA Shield, they have auto update on.
Yeah.
The only thing about 19. Yeah, the only thing about 19 I'm kind of interested in is that's when I suspect Nix will release Seren 2.0 to coincide with that release. That add-on has me excited about what could be potential with that. So,
one of the pluses with the Python 3 is that in the new Kodi is multi-threading, where more things can be done at the same time. Whereas Python 2, it's like a progression 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is supposed to give more multi processes going on. So supposedly faster. We'll see. Time will tell. I know when Shadow was working on it, he created a mock-up of 19 and played around with it for a little while. And then he said it's just not Kodi's not ready. He says I'm not going to mess with trying to create an add-on but there's a lot of people that are using the Python 2 to 3. There's some scripts that you can use that converts your add-on to 3, and then you can do some changes. So
yeah, I think Blue was talking about that a few weeks ago, wasn't she?
Yep. It's out there. So, well, hey, let me talk about the news, because then we can go ahead and roll out of here. Let me share my screen here for you guys so that you guys can see. Oh, dang it. I thought I closed. Kodi?
I'm just going to grab a cup of coffee.
Yes, sir. All right.
Dabs, I'm gonna have to bow out. My wife just got home. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it,
brother. I'll speak to you soon on Telegram.
Take care.
Yep. See you, bud. Thanks for coming.
You bet. Bye-bye.
So let me share.
There's an important lesson to be learned here, Todd.
What?
Don't put 4 old boys in a room together because we'll just talk for hours.
Yeah.
Because normally your streams are like 2 hours. We've done 2.5.
Not a problem. Hey, no fear here in this. So a few things that I've seen that I thought that would be interested to y'all. Let's see. I am sharing the right screen, right? This is my document. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So T-Mobile adds 30 new channels to their T-Vision. So if you guys are wanting to watch your money, to pay attention, T-Mobile service for their TV service is actually a really good deal. I was looking at this, and if you're looking to save some money, I think their highest package was $40 for live TV. They also offer some live, like your ABC, NBCs. They have the cheapest program. I want to say it was $10, and that's for your AMC, your Discoveries. Very cheap. They actually are added 30 more channels because they had messed up with their agreement with some of the broadcasters, some of these channels. They messed up with what the agreement was, what was going to be the $10 package, what was going to be the $30 package. So what they're doing is they're offering everybody the $30 package for $10.
Nice.
So if you had it, you get I think it's up to 66. They added 33 channels to it. So great program if you're a person that has T-Mobile. They're only offering that program at the moment to T-Mobile. You have to have a T-Mobile service already, regular cell phone. If you do, you're able to get that T-Vision, and they said they're going to roll it out to other people though. So that may be something if you're looking to watch how you spend your money for some cable TV type channels, that would be something to kind of keep your eye on. I think that it's a really good deal. Here's another one, Best Buys, and this goes for us nerds. Best Buy for gift for under $25 for cord cutters. Fire Stick Lite. Here we go. $18 right now.
So good.
Now this does not offer 4K. That would be the one downside. A little bit less RAM, a little bit, not a lot. But the biggest thing is that you don't have 4K content, and it also has the Dolby Atmos is not offered in through this. But again, if you're not got a 4K TV, you're probably not worried about Dolby Atmos.
No.
But if in Amazon limits how many you can buy at this price. But you can also, I know some people looking to get for gifts or for side business, they will buy what they can buy through Amazon. Then you can go through Best Buy also. So $18 for a Fire Stick Lite, great for you as a cable cutter or a bedroom TV or as a gift. Amazon smart plugs. So if you guys are like me and you have all of your lights set up on fixtures, you have these devices.
No.
Another great thing for quote, telling the lights to turn on and off.
I love your plug sockets in the States because it just looks like a sad face.
Yeah, it does. Oh no! So another idea for Fandango, Fandango gift cards. Since people are stuck at home, you can get them a Fandango gift card. It's a great idea. They can watch TV. They can watch these movies without paying for them. They can actually use the gift card and watch real movies at home. You can watch things that would normally cost them money. The Echo Flex, which I'd never heard of this until I looked at it. Basically, it's a plug-in smart speaker to where you're able to plug other items in, so you don't have to have your Amazon device. It actually works as a local turn the lights on, turn the lights off, turn this on,
Right.
turn that off. But it's its own little plug. Echo Flex. I'd never heard of it. $25. So again, this is more for your techie nerd friends or for yourselves. For your Star Wars folks, little child pops. So if you like little, I don't like it on my phone, but all of my kids have these little pop out things on their phones. So $14, real cheap. Radio, a little clock radio that actually has a charger, so you're able to charge your phone.
Kind of like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice little idea. Radio, which I mean, who used the radio? But you could use the. I'm sure you're using the radio or streaming the music from your phone to the device. I bet money that's what that is. Is it streaming the music from your phone to the device as well as charging it? Roku, I could give two shits about that, but
some people like them.
People love them. No, this is like I think this is the number one device by more streamers or more cord cutters than any other device. Is a Roku, whatever it is. I don't know, but most cord cutters, this is the number one device. So
I hate the remote with a fiery passion.
Isn't that the one that's mostly pushed by Walmart?
It is, and it's on TVs. It's built into TVs. Well, Amazon now has been built on TVs, but you're not going to jailbreak this. You're not going to side load no other stuff. There is some little things that you can load on it, but very closed. This is a closed platform. Closed platform. You're not going to be able to do side loading on this. So what apps? There is some things you can do, not easily. Just not worth the hassle.
It's a bit like Apple, isn't it?
Yeah, but at least Apple, you can jailbreak it. You can jailbreak most Apples, some of them.
You can, but as soon as they push an update, that's it. You don't jailbreak it again. So
yeah, you can be screwed unless you turn off the update. So you're right. This is now they got the Roku remote holders, little protective covers. You also have these for Fire devices, and I've seen those. I've actually thought they were kind of neat. They're little rubbery things, so where they're a little bit more sticky in your hands. Neat little thing.
I've seen them for the Fire Stick device.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they're quite expensive.
Yeah,
I'm sure there was about $12.
Yeah, but I'm thinking if you're looking to buy a gift for someone or a stocking stuffer, you're $10, $15, you might be thinking it's worth it. Hulu gift cards. I mean, I never thought about it, but I guess for your friends that have Hulu, maybe you can help to save them some money.
I will say this: Hulu are producing some quality programming right now.
Yeah. I have a thing about Hulu, and Hulu Live is they're I mean, them and Netflix are really they're really they're something to be they're something to go against, because they are to be worried about, because they are for motion picture content creators or TV creators, because they're coming out with some good stuff.
I think Netflix is in trouble. That's just my humble opinion. I think the business model they're putting forward and the constant cancellation of popular shows in favor of developing new ones to attract new membership, I think will invariably bite them in the arse.
Yeah, you're right, but that's possible, because it does suck when they keep closing or canceling shows that people are watching. Yeah. It's like, why would you do that?
You've got a company like Amazon producing some great content. They've got the Lord of the Rings show that is still to come, and Amazon have the benefit of it's not their business. This is like a side hustle for them.
Side hustle. Yeah.
Well, it is. This is not where they get the majority of their. Like Amazon Prime's, a byproduct of having an Amazon account, and having Amazon Prime. Go on, DJ.
Sorry, I was going to say Amazon are a byproduct anyway of anything, because they make their money off their massive server.
Mm-hmm.
Their server makes them money. Not the warehouse. The warehouse is another bit of part of the company, and like say, Amazon Prime is another bit of part of the company. They make their money off their servers for holding content. They actually hold content for Channel 4, the UK Channel 4.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So
I've seen a program. I think it was the other day, yesterday or the day before, where they make 130 million off their servers. And that's more than what they actually make from their warehouse products.
Yeah.
So their warehouse products and their Fire Sticks are just a little sideline. The big money is on their servers.
So, they have the freedom and the finances to produce content, high quality content. And I think Netflix is starting to feel the pressure with the competition.
Yeah.
Hulu's got Disney money behind it. You've got Disney Plus. HBO Max is coming out with some great things. I mean, snagging the Snyder Cut for Justice League is going to be massive when that comes out. So, yeah, I think Netflix are no longer the top dog, in my humble opinion.
So I'll go knock through a couple of these other gifts. This to me is a great idea. On me cable clips, to where you're able to put your clips behind when you got all your cords. And Griff would probably appreciate if I got some of these things to do a little cable management behind your devices. So that's a great idea. I'm not sure about you guys. Was it Zumo? Zumo actually has a new partnership. They're actually going to create some their own content, where Zumo normally would, it's a free app or a free service that you can, sometimes it comes on your TV, you can download it, but they're actually going to have creating some of their own content in their own Premiere. So here's another streaming service this is actually a free service that's actually going to come out with their own content. And I mean, everybody's jumping in this. So you're right about Netflix is feeling the heat, but they're not feeling the heat from one. It's like everybody's jumping in the pool, So it's like, we got everybody in here. So so that's a neat thing. Wonder Woman, 1984. I thought this was wow. Wonder Woman is going to be premiere on HBO Max at no extra cost the same day that it comes out of the theaters.
Christmas Day.
Yeah.
That is my Christmas Day viewing.
Yeah. So, yeah, we all know how we'll be watching that movie.
Yes, with HBO Max, Todd.
Yes. But without the Max or the HBO. So, all right, so we got that. The Fire Sticks. I actually mentioned the Fire Sticks. But also Amazon right now, they're pushing all their stuff. So if you want the top, actually something that actually compares against the NVIDIA Shield, this cube actually has the speed that is relative without counting I think the graphics processor is not the same or not in the same ballpark, but a lot of the processor and a lot of the other stuff, the cube is in the same ballpark. It's in the same ballpark. Not, again, NVIDIA Shield's going to beat it on the graphics processor part because they have the better chip, but their the graphics processor is better, but the regular CPU is in the same ballpark as some of this other stuff. So great device for the price, $80.
I have thought about ditching my 2015 Shield in favor of one of those.
There's a lot of people that have went to the Cube and are just tickled to death with it. I knew several people are happy with their Cubes. Not that I would get rid of my Shield for the Cube, but if I was tight and I'm like, hey, what do I do? You're not going to lose by getting the Cube.
No, well, I'm going to keep the Shield for now because I use it to run my Plex server. So
yeah, if you're using something like that. I talked about numerous times ATSC, which is the new format for over-the-air broadcasting. And I saw that this is going to be in my state, but it's also it was released in, hold on a second. It was also released in Virginia. I think it was in Virginia. Let me pull this open. And ATC, this is the new format for over the air. You'll be able to put this on mobile devices. This was going to be that's what the thought is. And also they can target you with ads. You'll be able to use this more like a browser. It's going to have more features. This is coming out right now. The tuner runs you about $200 for the tuner. You don't need a special antenna. You just need a tuner. Right here, it says 115 markets right now. So just if you're an over-the-air person, this is going to be the format within the next few years. Hulu's raising their price. So if you got Hulu Live, I think it's going to $65. So I don't know. That's something kind of crazy. And this was, since Blue didn't join us, Marvel's WandaVision will debut January 15th on Disney Plus. And I didn't know what the hell WandaVision was.
No, mate.
You remember Vision and Wanda. So Vision from the Marvel, from the superheroes.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how this is going to play out. It kind of looks like a Lucille Ball kind of thing. They're like living in the 50s.
Yeah, from what I've seen of that, I suspect a lot of it will be either in a pocket dimension that she's created, or it's all in her head. Hence, we've got Vision back.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently she's going to be the villain in Doctor Strange 2.
Oh.
In the Multiverse of Madness, which is why I think all of this is happening in a dimension she creates, because the character is so powerful. It's never really see it in the movies just how incredibly powerful she is. And one thing I've never seen anyone discuss, the way they use her powers, the sort of red mist around it, is exactly how the Reality Stone of the Infinity Gauntlet looks. It's exactly the same. So for me, she's got the same level of power as the Reality Stone, which would make her really powerful.
It looks a bit Mork and Mindy like that to me, that does.
Well, no, it looks like it reminded me of Lucille Ball when I watched the trailer. It was like Lucille and Lucy and. So I don't know, but that's coming out. So that was my big, some of my streaming news. I know I hadn't really talked about the streaming news in the last couple of weeks because we were busy with other stuff. But I thought those.
Yeah, you cut the show.
Yeah, I thought those were. So you know what? So those are things for people to watch out for. And just be careful of all these prices going up. And if you've got some of the stuff that was. You got it, and it was on a, you got it free, or you got it for a limited price. A Disney Plus, for an example. If you had Disney Plus and you got it with your cell phone, you might find it's all of a sudden going to start charging you because they gave it for a year.
I believe I got mine. I'm sure I got mine with my. I think I got my Apple TV. I got Apple TV.
Okay.
And I think I guess. Start getting charged in February, so I've got to look at that and cancel that. You can't. The trouble is, you can't cancel it
because they're going to charge. See, the thing is you won't get a bill for that. It'll just be added to your cell phone bill. So all of a sudden you'll say, "Wait, my cell phone bill was normally this. Why all of a sudden it went up?" That's how you guys. And again, this was just marketing. This is why they did it. This is because most people that have a subscription or a membership to something. Don't change it. So
the best thing about it, I've never used it either.
Yeah, the Apple I would never use it. I mean, I've used my Disney a little bit, and but
you mean once a week when Mandalorian drops?
No, actually, I don't because I actually don't watch it on that. I actually watched Mandalorian. I actually watched Mandalorian the other day on Shadow. Because the reason I'll say this is how it happened. So someone was complaining that Shadow wasn't working. It wasn't giving links or this that. So I was sitting here. I'm like, let me see. So I pull it up and I search it, scrapes it, finds the episode. I hit it. It starts playing. And once I started watching it, then I'm sitting there. I'm like, da-da. Next thing you know, I'm 30 minutes into it. I'm like, well, I might as well finish the episode.
Yeah.
Actually, that has just reminded me one piece of news that we haven't covered.
Okay.
I saw something saying TMDB will be going subscription based. If anyone wants to jump on that. And then I did get an email from them the other day talking about it. There's going to be some form of subscription tied to that service in some way. And not TMDB, TVDB.
TVDB, okay.
I don't know. I've never noticed anything.
I mean, I think that they I know that they had a subscription. they always had a.
There's definitely something popped up in one of my feeds. I was talked about in one of the Telegram groups.
So, okay, so pin assigned for personal use, legacy API key granted, unlimited projects. So maybe this is a way that they're this says $12 a year. Maybe this is a way that they're trying to get people that are trying to use the API without using a free API to actually pay for an API, because you're getting API key granted, valid until early 2021, unlimited projects. So yeah, I haven't heard that, but I you got to think about most of these add-ons and APKs are pulling from these sites, y'all. They pull the TV shows, the artwork, they pull the what's popular, all that stuff. They're pulling from these different sites, be it Tract or TMDB or TVDB. That's bandwidth. And that is bandwidth that's being used, and not just by a couple people. You're talking millions of people and used. So I can see where they would be like, wait a minute, we might need to change this up because we're spending all this money and we're not getting that money back.
Yeah, I remember Blue and you guys were talking a few weeks ago about Tract, and like Blue, I pay for Tract because it's a small cost, £25 a year, and for how much use I get out of that service, I'll pay for it. Just like Plex, instead of buying the yearly subscription, the yearly lifetime Plex pass, I'm going to pay for it every year, because for me that's a much better way to support those guys. By paying, instead of paying the $100 for the year. It's great value for a user, but in terms of if you're doing it to support the development, then pay for it yearly.
Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that all plays out. I just know that there is some impacts to that. Now I can see. I haven't done Tract, and I've actually thought about paying for Tract because I do like it, and there is some benefits of Tract where I'd be able to clone lists and stuff. I mean,
it's just one of those ones worth of development. And speaking of Plex, that's going to be another one to keep an eye out around Black Friday for a good deal on their memberships.
Yes, because I did the lifetime. I'm a lifetimer. I'm a lifetimer. Sorry.
Don't get me wrong. For everything I've just said, if the deal's good, I'll buy it.
I did the lifetime, and I got it forever because that's how I roll.
It's great. Their live TV that they added. There's some interesting channels in there.
Yeah, I hadn't looked at any of that.
But, it's another thing there.
Dean's asking a question, Mint, about where can he get your build?
You'll find it in Seaman's Wizard. If you're on Telegram, drop me a line. I'm sure Dabs will be posting the links anyway. But yeah, come find me. Same name.
Yep, I will post the links both on this show and on the regular 109. I'll post the links that for my group and then their group and stuff like that. And if C-Man says it's okay to post his repo, which I think he told me that last time, I'll look at the show where he was on to see if he let me post the URL. I'll post it, and you'll be able to get that kind of stuff. But
but like I say, if not, come and find me on Telegram. Same name. Just drop me a message.
Yeah, awesome. you can chuck mine in there, Ted. I ain't got a problem with mine going in there.
Okay. Good enough. All right. So, DJ, anything you want to say before we roll out?
Sorry, I was yawning then. I couldn't. It weren't you that made me yawn, Ted. I was just yawning my head off as well.
No, that's cool. That's fine. My feelings are hurt, but that's okay.
I was actually in a mid-yawn. No, just thanks for having me on, and thanks for doing a bit of a showcase on that new theme. And a big thanks, massive thanks to TK for the help that he actually gave me with it. And like I say, if anybody wants to grab any of my themes, they know where I am. I'm in Telegram. There is a Twitter, there is a Facebook. They've all called DJ themes. So, and let's say you can grab the information for anything out there. There is a YouTube channel as well that's actually got all the info. You can actually get the repo info from there, from YouTube. So it's all in there. Thanks for it's Mint for entertaining us. Been good. It's like,
yeah, it was nice to finally chat to you, dude.
It's like say you broke in now.
Yeah.
And it's not. Hey, the water's fine once you get in here. Mint, anything you want to say before we roll out? Anything?
Just a thank you to you both, and obviously C-Man for giving me a new place to throw some bills out there. But yeah, it's been a pleasure, guys. I've had a really good time and a good laugh. So again, thank you.
Awesome. Again, thanks for the show. You guys coming on the show. I love to have people on here. I love to have new people on here. Love to have people like DJ has been on here numerous times. It's good to hear different opinions. Even I think that's how we learn. We learn hearing other people's opinions, hearing things. I love that.
Everyone's entitled to an opinion, even if it's wrong.
Yeah.
Exactly. But like you say, we've all got our own personal views and personal opinions, whether it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
But the trouble is, sometimes you get judged on that opinion, and you shouldn't, because that's your own personal view. You're not pushing it down people's throats.
No, never.
View. So you should.
Well, the other thing is for me, if you don't hear other different opinions, you'd never learn.
No,
you have to be able to hear those different opinions to actually learn. If you're only hearing people that are spouting the same stuff that you believe and you think, then you never learn. So you have to hear things that are different and make say, I never look at it that way. And that goes with everything in life, is to hear some different opinions. And so I thank everyone for coming on the show. C-Man, again, he was here for a while and he jetted. And I thank you, the people that were watching. Sorry that I closed the show from my phone and we had to do 2 shows, but it is what it is.
Hey, got extra time as well doing the 2 shows.
Yeah, and now my show would have been over at 7. Now it's 8. So
I told you, don't put 3 or 4 old guys in the rooms, but get on the retro gaming and just talk each other's ears off.
It goes on for a while.
All been good.
Yeah. Great time. But thanks again for you guys watching. I will do my best to add those links to the show notes. It's always in below. When you go to my videos, hit show more, and you'll see all the links that I post in there. And I will do that. And we'll see you on the next one. We'll see you next Friday if all things go well.
Yeah,
So,
I'll be around.
All right.
Hey,
Stay safe,
streaming
guys.
matters to us because